Grüß euch. Welcome back to our Common Classroom Errors. This is the first video for the 2B class, so congratulations on making it this far, and let's dive into things. For this unit, the big thing I find is the pronunciation. So a couple things we'll look at. We have a few words, and then we also have this phrase. You might notice on the vocabulary list there are two phrases, eine Brille haben and eine Glatze haben, and they appear in this order in the vocabulary list, but that doesn't mean we want to just plunk it into the sentence in that order. So whenever you're thinking has glasses or is bald, you don't just say, okay, I'm going to frame my sentence and then just put this in where I'd say bald or put this in where I'd say glasses. I end up seeing a lot of sentences that look like this. Ich habe eine Brille haben. I have glasses have. So we're repeating that. And basically the idea is we can break this up and use the verb anywhere in the sentence. We're just including the verb here so you know which verb to use with the phrase or with glasses. You know, that's especially important with some phrases like bald, because in English bald's an adjective, but here we're using a noun and then a verb. So it's phrased a little bit differently, so it's just to be sure you know all the parts that they're included in the vocabulary list, but don't be afraid to move them around the sentence. With that, here are a couple words I commonly hear mispronounced. So we start off, and we have this one, and it looks a lot like the English word, but the pronunciation is a bit different. So we're going to say familia. Familia. Our second one, we have the word for kitchen, and what I find is the CH is what gives people trouble. A lot of times in English we compare this to the CH in the word Loch Ness Monster. It's not a really soft ch sound. It's not a hard k sound. It's a little bit in the middle. We don't do that very often. Loch Ness Monster is where we sort of hear it. So we're going to hear that same thing here. We're going to say kucha, kucha. Let's see. If you are paying attention to the way your mouth is phrasing the word, you'll notice your tongue does something a little bit weird that it doesn't do in most English words. So let's start with the letters TH in English. They make a th sound, right? Th. And pay attention to where your tongue is when you're doing that. You should feel it right below your front teeth, right? Th. The CH makes a similar sound to that, but your tongue is a little bit farther back in your mouth. So if you're feeling your teeth with your tongue, and then you go back a little bit, you can feel where there's that ridge, right? Right behind your teeth, and then suddenly it goes way up back into your palate. So your tongue is going to be right there when you're saying the CH. It's not going to be touching, sort of like when you make a TH. Your tongue doesn't touch your teeth. It's just a little bit below. And then the technical term for these is fricative. Basically your tongue vibrates a little bit, so you don't want it touching, but you want it close. So we're going to say kucha, kucha. Okay, long explanation there, but hopefully it was worth it. Then we get to this word, and I'm not going to say what I hear because I don't want you to hear the wrong thing. But basically what we have is, in German, there's never any silent E's on the end of a word. Any E on the end of a word makes an sound. And so here, this word we're going to pronounce Badezimmer, Badezimmer. And you might be saying, well, that E's in the middle, so how does what you just said apply? Basically, we have a compound word, Bade and then Zimmer. And whenever we have a compound word, the sound of each word is the same as if it was pronounced on its own. So Badezimmer. We have the same E thing going on here, garage. And this, I think, sort of like familia, looks like an English word and easy to pronounce it just the same way. But garage. And then this last one, you might be expecting it to be that E again, but actually, this time, it's going to be the G sound that throws people off. Almost 100% of the time, the G in German makes the hard G sound. This is one of the 2 or 3 examples I can think of off the top of my head that that's not true for. And so, in a couple French words, the G they've adopted makes sort of a J sound. So here we're going to pronounce this word ataja, ataja. The only other word I can think of right now actually is gelatine, for gelatin. So it's spelled the same way, but that J, or the G, makes that J sound. And that's probably why in English you see it spelled with a J, occasionally you see it spelled with a G, but I'm getting off track a little bit. The word for floor or story is going to be ataja. So be sure to let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, hopefully these pronunciation tips helped, and good luck as you're finishing up Unit 1.